Feeling the energy shift at the moment? Are you having vivid dreams? Are you having sleeplessness or issues trying to get to sleep or stay asleep? Are you getting that brain fog, the ringing in the ears? My name is Trish. I am a card reader, card creator, and I've been working with this collective energy for many, many years. But I've been learning on my journey, and this week we are in a heightened state of collective energy. Now, what does this mean for us on an individual level? It's the ability to be able to tap into what is beyond our physical body. It's almost like the veil is a little thinner than normal, and it's easier to get a clear, staticless connection. So today I'll be using my Neptune Moon deck, the ones that give us those deep, meaningful messages from Spirit on the other side. So today we're looking into and following up from the series of the energy shift and being able to tune into subtle bodies, subtle energy bodies. It's bringing into alignment the head, the heart, and the body. So today I'm going to share a little more with you. I'm going to share some of my experiences with you on why I'm being able to tap into this energy. But I've also been picking up in all of the readings in the last few weeks or even months that there's a lot of you that have been able to tap into this subtle body energy, emotion through the emotional body. I'm going to help to try and get a bit more understanding about this today, communicating with my high guides today. I've asked them to step in to help us reveal a little more on this journey. So thank you for joining me on this epic journey through the cosmos, outside of our physical body, and into other dimensions. So I have questions today. I hope you don't mind if I share a little bit more about myself and my journey. I feel it's important to reveal some of the information that's coming through at the moment. So at the moment, I am working on a deck. Now, as a card creator, I find that Spirit gives me actual physical impressions or physical experiences to help me know what I'm putting in the deck. They give me an understanding of what it is that they're trying to bring through. They download the messages through to me first. That's how it comes through. I download the messages and write them down. And then as I'm working through the artwork and putting it all together, I'm undergoing different experiences. And as I have those experiences through physical experiences, dreams, and meditations, I'm adding those things into the decks as well. Whatever deck that I'm creating, I knew this one was going to be a high energy one. I have felt it for months now. The high guides waiting to come in to connect with these high messages, and I think the timing is perfect. In the atmosphere at the moment, we have got solar flares or solar energy X-class flares earth facing, and they're beaming right at us. So I wonder if that is contributing to this energy enhancement where we're in this heightened, it feels we're on a high. We are in a solar maximus or maximum 25. So, and it's really the flares that were being sent this way, and that's all electromagnetic energy. And this is what I'm discovering. So in my last episode, I had an episode on screen I thought I was having a heart attack. And for the first time, they've let me be able to experience the heart connection. Now, they've been telling me for months now that there's an emotional connection where people are starting to be able to feel the subtle body energies and of the shifting energy in the collective or what's going on outside of our physical bodies. But I was able to experience what that meant on a physical. So now let me try and explain what this means. So there's a alignment of mind, body, and spirit, or a cohesion of mind and heart. Many people know it as. But Spirit gave me many, many years ago. They showed me a little exercise involving the solfeggio frequencies. Now, I'm not great with harmonics. I'm not a musician or into anything like that. But they showed me the scales, and they're sometimes known as chants that were done in old times. So my high guide at that time, this is back maybe 2010, this information came through, and one day I'll show you the images. I have photos. I kept a scrapbook of all of that information. Now, when it happened to me, it was the most profound meditation I'd had at the time. And when I came out, my mum that was conducting the meditation, she's a meditation teacher, she said I was it looked like I was dimensional. She could see different dimensions of me when I came out, like different versions of me in dimensional. And then I walked for a few weeks on this high energy where I felt like I just floated everywhere. It was quite a strange experience. Now, I did years later tell a friend that, and she said she'd had a very similar experience. So I'd be curious to know if you've ever had that experience, almost like you're out of your body, or it feels like your higher self has stepped into your physical body and is just walking around and you're looking through the eyes of your higher self. That's how I can describe this experience that I had. So anyway, in this experience, they showed me visualizing and using your hand and movement of connecting your heart, Senya, and they've showed me more in the last week on what it all means, putting it all together. So it's the self frequencies. Now, I'm going to tell you what they tell me to say. So you do the scales, the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. I always do those things 3 times, but I don't finish the do on the end of the last one. And then they show me sol, la, and I'm going to tell you what that means. Sol, la, as I project energy from the heart out. Then they show me sol, la. This is all breath work, breathing in through the earth as you're doing this. So you start by your breath work, of course, you 3 in and then out and then back down. So you're like a toroid field, I think it's called. So that's the energy circulating through your body. It's all energy. We're all energy, and it's all about electromagnetic energy, and that is from your heart. Your heart's a transmitter of electromagnetic frequency, and that's why your heart is such an important key to this process. So it's solar through the heart. Now, what I've just discovered in the last couple of weeks, which I have been doing but only just put them all together, is sitting in that feeling of bliss, love, and joy, that exuberance, that excited energy, that gratitude energy, feeling of being connected to your spirit, to your soul group, to your spirit team. It's all about the energetic feeling, the emotional connection, and that gives you the resonance in the heart. Now, they showed me like a drum. My heart was beating like a drum. I could feel it. I thought I was having a heart attack, but they were actually showing me the expansion. My body kept heating up, and that's also part of activation. So they were showing me expansion and activation through my physical body on how that felt as I was getting a spatial awareness of the subtle energy around me and expanding that electromagnetic energy out of my heart, connecting coherent energy, or alignment, I prefer to say. So it's aligning that energy. So as you're projecting that light outways in that solar breath, you're also connecting into that love energy, bliss, love, joy, exuberance, gratitude, all of those higher vibrations at the same time as you are visualizing white light. So it's a process to try and be able to do all of these things together, but they tell me simultaneous that these things are done. And then the second solar is the mind. So you're visualizing the white light as you're sitting in that gratitude energy, that exuberance, excitement, love, joy, bliss, and you're projecting white light out of the top of your crown and connecting into your higher self. Please always do your protections, white light protections, before you do any exercises like this, because you're really opening your channels. That's exactly what you're doing. So you're projecting through your crown chakra and you're connecting into that everything beyond your physical realm. So you're really tapping into. Now let me try and explain it as we have 5 senses. On the physical body, we have 5 senses. Outside of the physical body, when you're stepping outside, we have heightened senses. So they connected to our physical body senses, but they're an awareness or an expansion, and that's the word they gave me, an expansion of those senses. So you're feeling with the love energy, you're visualizing with the light energy, hearing, something happens to your hearing. It's like a feeling of when you put your earlobes in and there's something going on, spatialness inside of your head or your ears. It's not dizziness, but it feels, or emptiness in a big echoey room. That kind of gives you the of what happens, so to your mind. So you're expanding outside of your physical body. You're just expanding your sense awareness outside of the physical body. So we're aligning all of these things, and we're learning to learn. Well, I'm learning. This is my journey that I'm going through at the moment. And because of this amazing, amazing energy that's going on around us in the collective, it's the perfect time to tune into this frequency, because the veil feels very thin between the physical senses and the external senses. So we're able to tap into that energy. And then the final one is, so the white light goes up on that solar breath, and then the final solar breath is back in, that gold light back in, down into the body, into the solar plexus, and that's your final solar breath. So that's something they gave me many, many years ago that I've always used to tune in and connect into that energy. It's that collective consciousness, it's that universal consciousness, the mind of the all. Source is another word, akashic fields, it's all of that energy. That's how I connect in. That's how I tap in. And then I see it. They show me streams of golden threads. Sometimes it's a big thread, sometimes it's many different threads, sometimes I see blockages on them, sometimes, but they show me the connection and the strength of the reception that's coming in from the collective field, or coming in from source, or the universal mind. So that's how I like to describe it. So that's that first process that came in. So then on a screen on series, on the episode that I done last week, it was the palpitations in the heart bouncing out of my chest. And that's almost like a drum beat announcing your arrival into that realm, or into that dimension. So you're stepping across a threshold, you're feeling its sensations on the physical, because they're more heightened on the spiritual energy. And as much as I hate that word spiritual energy, it's that outer body, that expanded body of the spirit, so outside of your physical vessel. So you're learning to feel, and that's what it's about. It's about learning to be able to feel outside of just the physical senses and expand those awarenesses. And I want to say subtle body awareness, because that's what I was picking up in a lot of the readings. People are being able to tune into subtle body awareness. Empaths, it's empathic energy, but it's taking that to the next level. So the electric universe says that our hearts are transmitters of electromagnetic frequency. So, and that is what helps this connection. It's like a bridge between this body and that body. So it's a bridge, the heart, that's where the bridge comes from. Now, for me, it's always been about that bliss, love, joy, exuberance energy. You have to feel the emotions. I'm starting to feel it in my heart now. When I do it, I feel strangeness in the heart area, and that's showing me that there's an expansion of that energy. So what we're doing is it just expanding the connection, becoming aware of the body outside of our physical body. So I'm trying to make it in the most basic terms. So it's not complicated. It's just easy. It's really just saying we have a physical body, we have a spirit body, or a light body. Let's call it a light body, because I hate that spiritual word. Light body. Let's call it our light body. So it's really just understanding that they all have senses as well, and we're reading and learning to become aware of feeling, experiencing, sitting in that light body. That's exactly the process of it all. So I'm going to tell you what solar means. Let me to read to you, because I'm still learning the whole. I'm learning the electromagnetic, or the electric universe theory. So I'm learning a little bit about that, because that's very new to me. But it's kind of pairing in with the energy that I've been picking up. Now, it's I don't wanna stop working on this new deck that I'm working on because the experiences that I have when I'm working on decks are so profound and so amazing that I just don't wanna stop working on it. The Immortal Cycle one was very similar. I was seeing a lot of light codes in the middle of the night, waking up to visions of light codes on the ceiling night after night. So while I was working with that energy of that deck. So this latest one is this stuff, and it's really about being a beacon. It's about being enhancing that connection process, being a bridge, finding the bridge between the physical and the light body. So let me tell you what the soul figure, what's called frequencies, because I've never been into that kind of stuff. Now, some of them are all about DNA repair. It's about love frequency. The series of tones. So the do re mi fa sol la ti is a series of tones. So 396 hertz, 528 hertz, 639 hertz, etc. It's linked to Gregorian chants and sacred music. So and this was given to me over 10 years ago, this process, and I've always used it to get a higher, better connection. I've got it. So the soul scale is 741 hertz. Now, what this is for, it's associated with expression, intuition, problem solving. So I guess the mind, it clears energetic blockages, it encourages authenticity and helps you speak your truth. So maybe even connected to throat chakra as well. So it's all about a clear signal. That's what the solar means. So the soul means. So that's why I have to repeat that section at times, because it's about having a clear connection. I didn't know this. Like, I have been given this information and just have followed it blindly because that's what my spirit team told me to do to connect in. But I'm only learning now what it actually means, and I was blown away. So then the La is 852 hertz, and I wonder if you can actually get some kind of digital music version of that, because my singing voice is terrible, and I want to make sure that I'm hitting the right notes. So that's interesting. I might look into that. La's interesting. La is 852 hertz. The meaning of this is associated with awakening, returning to spiritual order, and higher consciousness. So how amazing is that? It opens perception to dimensional awareness and attunes you to source field. So this is exactly the process I've been doing for decades, or over a decade. Had no idea what the frequencies meant, but they mean exactly what they're supposed to mean. Now, putting it together, solar together is harmonic ascent. Together they form a ladder of alignment, guiding you into dimensional awareness. Amazing. And one of my profound dreams that I've had, because I've been getting really profound and very visually graphic dreams as well, was about ladders. There was ladders everywhere. So I've got to put a ladder in the next deck that I'm working on. I don't know what it means. I just took it as level up. I felt it was something more than just leveling up. But now I know. Now I know it is the harmonic ascent to get forming the ladder of alignment. Alignment's the word that I like to use, guiding you into dimensional awareness of your senses from the light body perspective. How amazing is that? So that's the first process, and it's now knowledge and understanding that I have of that. Now, you're doing this simultaneously while you're visualizing and feeling through emotional body. You can feel your physical heart while you're doing it, but you're also feeling emotional energy. You're visualizing white light. Now, let me tell you about the white light, what I learned about that earlier this year. The gateway tapes, I think it's FBI gateway tapes, with the program that they were trying to get psychic spies, and they're working with different things. They've released a lot of information about those. So one of the things that they were doing was saying they make people visualize white light. Now, I've been doing white light visualization for as long as I can remember, decades, 33 decades. That was part of our protection. It was all visualizing white light of love and protection is what we say, what I was raised to say. But it's not just about protection. It's actually about raising the vibration according to these gateway tapes. So it's visualizing white light raises your frequency to be able to participate in the work that they were doing with this gateway program. So it's interesting because I've been doing this for years without knowing what any of it meant. And now I'm finally putting the pieces together to see what it all means. So how interesting and exciting as that. But I feel the energy right now is really the collective energy. It's like an opportunity. It's exuberance actually. When I go and read on my other channel about the world events and the energy is so heavy and it's so dense, and then I okay, I wish I could read light and fluffy over there, and I'm like, but I know I can't because people don't respond to that on that channel. So I come over here, and even just to read the comments on the last video, the exuberant energy that I was picking up on was amazing. So tapping into your energy as well, so everybody here on this channel is aligned to this exuberance energy and really aware and has that awareness and really tapping into this energy. And now it also aligns to that shift energy where I was talking about Sammy Hagar's crack in the world, and 2025 is when we're going to be able to start feeling the shifting energies. And I feel everyone here is definitely aligned to that energy, and I'm getting those little goosebump truth signals. But yeah, I just to sit in and read those comments yesterday after coming off my other channel, which is like an anchor, I was instantly boosted just by not even what people were saying. It was the energetic tone of the energy coming through, the heightened dreams everybody's having, the yeah, it's just amazing. So anyway, that's my little chat. So let's move on to the spirit section. Um, that's what I'm learning. That's exactly what I'm learning and understanding at the moment. So there's lots going on here as I'm creating this new little deck. So they've got so many cards that are really great for understanding this process in this new deck. So I'm excited to put it all together, but kind of don't want to let it go because I don't want to lose this feeling of what's going on. So what I'm doing is I have some questions, yes, for spirit now. So let me see if I can tap in and shift this energy a little bit and see if we can get a connection to spirit, the Neptune Moon High Guides here. Okay, this first card that's popped out, and it has been coming out a lot lately, whenever I do these readings. So what's significant about this card when we see this card, we're seeing the physical body being this one. We're seeing the physical body, and then we're seeing the light body to the side. So it's showing the two fields and the bodies. Now, sometimes I take this to mean that this light body is trying to get a message through to the physical body, but sometimes I feel like it's just showing there's two. The expansion. You can see how it's expanded outside of the physical body. So there's the physical body, and you can see the body that's expanded outside of the light. So the light body expanded outside of the physical body. So yeah, this card has been really interesting to come out in this series. Okay, so let's see if we have a connection first of all. Source origin. So when I tap in, of course, it's all about source. So what spirit is doing right now is just making sure that I've gone over the basics and haven't missed anything that's been really important here. So the information I've given you today is like just one of the little steps that was involved. Like last week, they made me give you a lot more of the process. But it's really good to finally start to have that understanding of what it all means and not just blindly follow what I've been guided to do. But source origin it says the beginning, but source origin is kind of where you're tapping into. You're tapping into that source energy, that beautiful radiant energy there. But you have to try and match your vibration. This is what they're showing me, your vibration to that vibration. So for you to be able to get in and have that awareness or be able to read that energy, even sit in that energy, you have to be able to read and they tell me good intentions every time I ask that question, and part of that's that energy of gratitude, love, and joy, that higher vibration, because vibration is just a scale of love to hate. So, and where you sit on that, but you have to try and put your heart emotional energy and rising it up through there while you're visualizing white light. To raise that vibration, because you need to be able to sit in a higher vibration to be able to sit in that energy, raise that energy. Okay, so and what comes from there is revealing the hidden from beyond the veil. So this shows you the veil distortion. So the lower frequencies, the lower energy is where this is coming from. That on that scale, it distorts the field, distorts the veil. So you can't actually see it. But when you raise that vibration, it thins the veil. So you can start to see through. The distortion comes from fear, anger, hatred, division. But as you work through and raise your vibration, you start to reveal what's beyond that veil. So yeah, interesting. So I'm just letting spirit put their instructions into this. Thoughts matter. That's the process of the mind. So that mind radiant energy, and I wish I had I'll see if I can find the hertz for the mind. But the mind's about the visualization of the white light and having those intentions, good intentions as well. So what you're thinking, it's got to be good intentions. You can't go in there with the energy of, oh, I'm going in to get power, or I'm going into for self. It's like, self things or negative things. It's got to be for the highest good. It's got to be energy of good intentions as you go in there. So otherwise you won't get in. You or who knows what you'll be stopped with. Thoughts matter with your vibration. So amazing. I love the way these cards work. I love the way spirit works, and I'm very, very grateful for all the messages that are coming through at the moment and spirit contributing to this little chat. So thoughts do matter. Thoughts matter at your vibration. Thoughts matter. Are you thinking happy? It's not even happy. Happy is, to me, is below those energies. It's more like exuberance or excitement or connection or love, joy, bliss. They're the words. They're the feelings. But your thoughts matter. How you're thinking, your good intentions, that also affects your vibration. So it's not just your heart energy. It's also your mind, your thoughts. And it says quiet your mind here as well. So you need to be able to quiet those rushed, busyness thoughts. Okay, let's see. Let's ask the question. So what's causing this collective energy shift at the moment, please? The collective energy shift that's going on where people are having enhanced dreams. What is causing that at the moment? Cycles, flows. Now, exactly what it feels like to me. So it feels like it is a cycle or a flow. One of the other feelings some people are getting at or feeling it at is brain fog. So I mentioned that in the intro. Some people feel this as ringing in the ears or brain fog, fatigue, tiredness. That's you still reading the energy. That's you feeling into the energy. It's causing a brain fog or a confusion energy there. But it is definitely real cycles, definitely. I felt this cycle coming in. I felt and I'd like to do these videos so I can be aware of how, is it monthly? Is it, is there a timed cycle energy, or is it connected to the moon? We just had the beaver moon, which I think is one of the biggest full moons of the year. We've had the X-class directed directly at Earth facing. So we've got all those energy, aurora borealis. So when you see the lights, northern lights, southern lights, moving their way further south or north, you know that it's a lot more electromagnetic energy in the air. So I'm wondering if that makes the veil thinner, especially when you use your electromagnetic energy out of your heart to tap into that energy. So yeah, interesting, but it does happen in cycles, and I wonder if it cycles because of the atmosphere, or if it's just cycles that happen anyway without it. Present timeline, so we're currently in a high, which I felt that. Windows to the soul, so this is purpose and truth. So windows to the soul. Actually, I don't know, window was in the last reading. They showed me it's like a window. It opens a window. That was in the last episode. They showed me that this connection is like opens a window to that body, to that soul, to that light body, to the soul. So it opens a window. Interesting. I sometimes call it a bridge, but they explained to me in that last reading that it's a window. It opens a window. So again, they're saying the same thing as they said in that last episode. Okay, you have free will, empowered choice. This happens simultaneous at the same time. The mind energy and the heart energy. They're saying it's a Saturn's discipline to craft this skill. So practice, practice, practice to be able to get better at this skill. So what what's coming up, new energy, how to navigate it successfully. Okay, so that was a couple of questions that I wrote down, but what I would like to ask Spirit, what would they like us to know about this energy? What should we be doing with this energy? Good intentions, have to have good intentions. That's what they always say. Eagle eye or eagle vision under a watchful eye. Now, what this card is saying is that expands vision. So the eagle can see from a great distance. For in my other decks, when I see the eagle, eagle means a perspective from an outside point of view, an outer, broader view. So what they're saying there is it gives us the abilities to be able to see or feel or sense from a bigger perspective, like a up outside of our body experience. So how amazing. What good information that is. Is there anything else that we are supposed to be doing with this energy at the moment? Navigating is about your heart, radiant energy, life force. Okay, so a couple of things here, wind of change. So this is changing energy, and it's shifting, changing energy. The navigating spirit is your heart energy, so your heart compass to point you in the direction of where you need to go, guided by what you're passionate about. That's how you can tell what path you're supposed to be on, by where your passions are. That's your heart compass. This is your heart energy, is what they're saying in the middle of this spread. Is you are supposed to be tuning the frequency, the resonance is what they're showing me. Now, they keep showing me resonance, light coming out of your heart, but then or you feel it coming out of your palms. Now, when you want to tap in and I've always done this, rub the hands together. Let's see, where's my camera? Rub the hands together to activate these palm chakras to be able to put your hand on the cards and receive the messages out of these cards. So, but they're saying this heart resonance is not only comes out of the palms, it comes out of the heart energy as well. So they keep showing it to me as like light. It's in the Immortal Cycle. I think it's called Heart Resonance in the Immortal Cycle deck, where it comes out of the heart, but it also comes out of the hands. Great for healing energy. It's great for receiving energy, reception energy, but I'm also learning broadcasting. So it's we are sender receivers. So I've always focused on receiving, tapping in and receiving messages, but I'm starting to learn that we are also broadcasters. We send out into the collective energy as well. And that's a very, very important part of the role of this, using our heart resonance, our heart electromagnetic energy aligned to the energy outside, subtle energies outside the sun. Yeah, the sun, the electromagnetic energy of the sun. Okay, I didn't even know I was going here, but this is what's going on. So this it's an X class flare that came in from the sun that I have felt that has changed or shifted the collective energy if you're reading subtle body energies outside of the physical body. So it's aligning then your heart electromagnetic energy to that radiant sun electromagnetic energy. It's boosting it. That's why I could feel that drumbeat of my heart. The energies are bigger than what they normally are. That's why there was a bigger connection there, bigger reception. It's a wrong word. I haven't quite got the word, but if you know it, please let me know. It was bigger. It was more enhanced. It was more expansive. The connection, the process, the gateway opening, the window opening is what they said, the bridge between the physical body and the light body. I'm going to leave that there now because this has been quite long. And that was good. They reveal a little bit more information every time, which is wonderful. Love this Neptune moon deck. It's always great for tapping into that energy, but loving the collective energy at the moment. High vibrational energy, amazing energy. So get in there and tap into that beautiful energy. Use it to raise your body, heal your family. Use it for broadcasting signals of love back into the collective energy to kind of counteract and balance all that negative, heavy anchor energy. Use it to receive downloads and write down everything you're getting at the moment because they're profound and divinely inspired information, because the veil is very thin. And right now, it's a perfect time to tap into that beautiful, amazing universal energy. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will be back again soon.